Hello, good morning and welcome to another Stampin' Chat. Today it is the 6th of May and it's a very exciting day here because we have the launch of our new annual catalogue. We also have, I'm just checking that I'm where I should be. We also have some new online exclusives going live today. We've got some new not new starter kits, some new kits added to our collection. And then we've got a starter kit promotion as well, which is always great to begin a new month with. So as I've said, we are almost a week into the month. Sorry, my brain won't focus to do more than one thing at a time at the minute. So yeah, so a lot happening today, and I'm not going to be focusing on all of it because it's, you know, I'm here to craft and share something with you using some new products. But I will pop all the information on my page in my private group. If you're not part of my private group, do get in touch if you'd like to be part of that. It's a Facebook group, and it's not something that you're going to be tied to continually having to take part in, but I do a monthly challenge and I have a giveaway and we share stuff, and I just sort of keep you updated with what is going on in there, probably more so than I do on my general business page. So yeah, so lots going on today, but it's going to be great just to have a quick look at the inside of the new catalogue with you online, because I've not been allowed to do that as yet. So without further ado, everything is falling over. Let us get you down onto my desk and see if, oh gosh, everything is falling over. I'm anxious because every time I've been doing this lately, it won't zoom in and you get to see the carnage of the preparation on my desk. Let's get some light on as well and get you jiggling where you should be. We'll get that grid paper down. So, got a lovely tear in my catalogue already. Probably zoom you in a little bit. We'll get this grid paper down. How are we all doing? Hopefully somebody will be joining me live. I feel like Facebook and Facebook Lives are kind of tumbleweed at the minute. Although I kind of feel like everything is tumbleweed at the minute. Algorithms and everything. Instagram just makes you sometimes feel like, is anybody actually seeing what I am doing? So, new catalogue gone live. I'm just grabbing my iPad. See whether I can load anything on here, because I did print a couple of things off, and when I went back over to the house just now, nothing had printed. So good evening, Shaz. How are you doing, my lovely? Catalogue launch day. So lots of things happening, lots and lots. I've got my iPad here. Gorgeous new catalogue. I love the front cover. Love this set here, and I've kind of been holding out because I purchased ahead of time some products when I went to on stage. We were able to pre-order products early, and I've also done a pre-order since, and I've not gone crazy because most of the products that I've pre-ordered have been from the online exclusives and not actually from the annual catalogue itself. And that being the fact that we don't get to order everything. We don't have the choice of ordering what we want. We get a list of items that we can pre-order. And to be honest, the list wasn't really floating my boat that much. So I've been waiting for the catalogue to go live to get, you know, what I really, really want from there. So if you're coming to the studio next Monday evening, then there will be catalogues here for you. I don't think I'm going to do like an actual launch party. I'm not sure that you guys are feeling it at the minute. So we'll see. We'll see. I know some of you have asked about maybe an online one, and I know we've all got busy lives. And when I give you one date, you've always got something else planned. So it's really tricky gathering people. Morning, Jill. How are you doing? So we'll see where we go with that. But the catalogue. I've got the lovely Sarah and Shelley, as always, in the front. But we are back to old standards of the catalogue. And actually, I just love the layout. Again, I'm just trying to read. Shaz, you're seeing what I do and loving it. Thanks, my lovely. That's so nice to hear. It's just really tricky. I think, you know, I think people don't get to see half of what we're sharing. So you've been in full creative mode and you still don't have any mojo. I know, and we all go through those phases like that. So I'm not lacking in mojo at all. And I'm going to be sharing with this set today. I've been loving this set and I've created some really nice things with it that I can't wait to sort of share with you all. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just need some, I need more people to come. And I need more people to craft with, because that's what brings me joy and that's what makes me happy. So we've got 2 new kits launching today. We've got lots of things happening. We've got a new starter kit promotion. So I haven't got the exact figures, but I'm thinking you get about £70 worth of extra product. And it was the flyer that I printed out that didn't actually print. So I will pop all the information up about that. So when you join this fabulous community, you get a lot more product within your starter kit, and you choose what you want in that starter kit. It's totally up to you what you have. And there's no push to do what I do. You haven't got to go live. You haven't got to run classes. You can just simply enjoy the discounts. So alongside the starter kit promotion, we've got 2 new kits added to our collection. Let's see if I can bring them up on my iPad. I was looking at what was actually new. So we've got the Share a Smile kit. So it's this one here, and it's got lots of elements in here. So this is like a non-stamping kit. You've got all your products included, so your greetings, and it makes these cards here. And then the other one that I'm loving, let's just refresh that because I clicked the wrong button, is this one here, which is called the Beautiful Blues kit. It's stunning. It's £22. You've got stamps included in here, and there they are. So a really sweet set. We've also got, let's have a look at the what's new. If you go under new arrivals, this will bring everything that is happening right now. Look at that. We actually have an album. And we have all of our colours in the new 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock, which is super amazing. So you need to go on and have a browse. If you're part of my email list, you will get an email. I'm just seeing if there's information on the join offer without logging. Here it is. What was I saying? Brain engage. It's gone and it's only Tuesday. Can't remember. Oh my gosh, that's a great start. Anyway, I was distracted by this. So basically, if you join the stamping community between today and the end of the month, you choose £170 worth of products for £99. So you get £71 of products for free, and it ships to your door for free too. So it's such a great opportunity. That's how you have to look at it. It's just amazing. There are no tie-ins or anything. The blue kit, yeah, isn't it beautiful? It's really, really lovely. We did get to see this on stage, and yeah, knew that that was going to be a favourite. And I'm just running quickly. I've put some markers on here, just a few of my top favourite products. And I don't have all of these products because I am limiting myself as well on my spend. I'm trying not to be too splurgy, because we only have so much time to share these products. So I'm just trying to be sort of careful and just get what I really, really love. The beautiful gallery, and I know you've got this, Shaz, because I've seen you creating with it. This suite of products, this collection is just, you can see it's got that real kind of vintage vibe to it. I've got the papers somewhere. What have I done with them? There they are. Just grabbing some bits off my shelf. So, they're beautiful gallery papers. I mean, these some of these you could just pop in a frame and call it done. But they're just really stunning designs. So this is side A. So as you can see, they're 6x6. I mean, I love that. Just beautiful. And you can be as creative as you want with these patterns. Some of them, I mean, that is gorgeous. Some of them I can't see myself using. That reminds me of something a little like what my sister would paint. She's an artist. And then on the reverse, we have some kind of very sort of neutralish, manly prints. It would be great for man cards. And then these lovely designs, like textured paint on a canvas. So they are just stunning. I think that one is my most favourite. So yeah, that's the beautiful gallery. That's only half a pack there. And the stamps that go with them. Yeah, they are lovely, aren't they, Jill? The colours in them are just really gorgeous. You can see them all here. They're stunning, absolutely stunning. So we've got a couple of stamp sets in here, but my favourite is the Gallery Blooms. And look at those lovely dies that go with it. Got those beautiful like rectangles with like I don't know if you can see that, but they've got like markings on them. And then foliage and stuff like that, which you know I love. I have the Damask Designs embossing folder. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I am using that today a little bit. So let's put that to one side. And then we've got the gorgeous embellishments there, the flower motifs. I've got some lovely ribbon, which is in basic beige. These are quite interesting too, these dies. So they're kind of like partially cut. Quite clever. One thing I'm super excited about our new catalogue is that all of our scrapbooking products are now appearing in here. So you haven't got to go looking for an online brochure. They are all within our annual catalogue. And I particularly love this one. It's kind of like manly feel and it's all about adventures. Got this lovely stamp set that goes with it. Got a great splat in there. Please take note. And just the lovely colours, just really great. And there are several other kits in here. Of course, we've got our 2 types of memory albums here, and we've got flip flaps and all sorts going on. Where are the other kits? So we've got here Celebrate Together. We've got the Turtley Suite. Jill, I know you've got that. And the Memories in Bloom. I mean, that is such a lovely stamp set. So yeah, back to this one here. I love the sticker sheet in this one. Although I find it hard to use them. It's a bit like DSP. Like scared to use them because you don't want to use it all up. Our new cardstock, the 2-tone 12x12, available in all of these colours. You know how we love the 2-tone cardstock. It's two-sided and it has that white core as well. So you can sand it, you can tear it and do all sorts. And then something else I've put a focus on. Shaz, I know you had this as your product focus for on stage when you presented. But the party banner dies, look how many there are there, 20 dies. And then these huge alphabet letters for sort of creating bunting and all sorts of things. They've created boxes here. So absolutely love those. They're quite a pricey offering. The party banner dies are great value, £38, but you can get both of those on a bundle and save yourself 10% off. So always remember the bundles. Right, that's enough of the catalogue because I don't want to be on here all day. We've had a long bank holiday weekend. The busy time, I've not been in the studio at all. I'm just going to pull in some new products to share with you that I've actually got. The Glass and Gardens embossing folders. If you're in my community group, you may have seen me share a couple of things with these. So I have got those. I have got the pretty florals. And I'm not sure if this I haven't labelled it yet. I think this is in the new catalogue. Yes, it is, because it's on the front cover. Then that is a new one, but not new. I don't know if I've showed you this one before. The Layered Thoughts. This is a new online exclusive, or maybe it's not a new one, but loving it anyway. I've been using this on my scrapbook layouts. So what I try and do is keep all of my new stuff together in one place so that I make sure that I'm using it. The Impressions of Bloom. What have I done with the stamps? Oh, they're in the back of my basket. The dies even. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Love this set. And I know some of you say, oh, I've already got flowers, but you can never have too many sets of flower stamps. They're just amazing. You'll always find a use for them. And then the Cheers and Sips, which I've been focusing on quite a lot. And the dies that go with them. So let's just find you a little bit of inspiration with those. Pop all those back in the basket. So I've got some cards that I did here for my team. I may be doing a class with these. So that is using the stamps. And then we also created this little slide-in gift pouch as well. This that new, the Glass and Gardens embossing folder, which is absolutely stunning. And then we have our new in colours. Now, I will be totally honest with you, I am not overly joyous about the new in colours. For me, they're quite bright, and for someone who has a really soft colour palette that they use, then it sometimes can be a bit of a struggle. So Berry Burst shouldn't be there. I don't know why you were hiding there. I must have been using you. It was trying to steal the show. So we do have one missing, and we have sadly been told that Cloud Cover, which is this beautiful blue, will not be going into manufacture because they've had issues. If you remember the days of Purple Posy, where it just kept changing colour, and no matter what they've been doing, they cannot get it to settle. So sadly, we won't be getting that. And these do look quite bright from the cardstock and the inks, but where's my colour chart? When you stamp them, they're not quite as vivid. So here's Cloud Cover, which is a real shame, but it kind of was just changing colour, going more grey. So we've got Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, which is my favourite, and Timid Tiger, which it's orange, but it's not like overly bright in your face. So those are our new in colours. And of course we have papers and things that coordinate with them. I'm going to be using Strawberry Slush today. And I've got a couple of sets here. This is the Celebratory Sips. And we've got quite a few colours in here. Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Cloud Cover, blah de blah. You don't need me to read them all out. But they are really great papers. Screaming for a pair of scissors. We've got that Cloud Cover. This one, which is maybe first favourite, second favourite in the set. Look at these. Imagine all the possibilities. Card making, scrapbooking, gifting, creating tags. Oh, we've got a duplicate there. And a duplicate there. What am I doing? I haven't got you all 6 sheets out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one are we missing? That one. My least favourite, with the zesty fruit on it. I don't know why, I just don't love it. And then if we turn them over, we've got the more bolder prints. So we've got the starry sky. It's gone out of my head now. Secret Sea, Starry Sky. I think that's an old colour. And the Timid Tiger, and then we've got some Strawberry Slush in this one. Got some Old Olive, and again this one, which is good for cutting out things. Where's that card gone? So I used, when I did this card, I used one of these and stamped over it with the glass. So, and then of course the Berry Burst. So those are the celebratory sips. And then we have the Floral Impressions, which is quite lovely. So we've got these kind of like ombre of flowers and foliage. And then we've got, I'll show you both sides at one go because they kind of work well together. This kind of like ferny print. This lovely cloud cover is such a lovely colour. I mean, I quite like those 2 sheets together. Such a shame we don't have the ink. There are Stampin' ink spots with cloud cover in. I mean, they're just beautiful papers. You could fussy cut these out. Why can I not turn the page? Lovely Old Olive here. And then we've got this, I don't love that, but you can see just how the pages kind of coordinate with each other. And then finally this one here. So some really good sheets. And I love the patterns. Rather than all the bold print, I always love like the B-side, because I just think they're just usable. And we've got such a good selection of colours in there. So let's put those to one side, where I'm not going to trip over them. Those behind me. And let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today. So, let's put those stamps away, because we don't want too much of a cluttery desk. So I have been using the Blooming Phrases a lot recently. I've been filming. Jill, you're growing to love 3 of the 5 new in colours, but you're not that fond of Darling Duckling or Timid Tiger. I know, they are kind of, they are bright. I love Secret Sea. I've been using it for doing greetings and things like that. I think I just need to try and play with them and try and create with them. But that being said, if I'm not comfortable creating something or what I've created, I'm not going to love it enough for you to love it. And that is the problem. That is definitely the problem. I have to love it, otherwise it doesn't come across, and my projects won't reflect that either. So today I am teaming Strawberry Slush with Old Olive and Petal Pink. And the lovely Jill, who is on here, inspired me to create this project. And I'm not going to give you measurements for this today, but you will be able to purchase a PDF tutorial that also includes another project. And it also includes some it doesn't include, but there are some coordinating PDFs that you can purchase. And I'm going to do like a special offer where you can buy all 3 bundles and craft along with me at home whenever it suits you. So if I show you what Jill gave me, I mean, look, I've creased the bunny ear. Look how adorable this is. And I don't know if Jill has done a live on this or shown how to create it, but I have created a larger version of this box because I just thought it was so sweet. So I've made a bigger version, and I'm using the Blooming Phrases and the gorgeous new gold mesh ribbon, which we are all in love with. And you can see it's quite a bit bigger, and it just uses one sheet of cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is the measurements for this will be available as a PDF alongside this project as well. So you'll get both on one tutorial. So it's a little easel card. Okay, so I've already filmed this one ready. It's ready to go. So you can learn how to create that with me when you buy the PDF. And then alongside those, there will be an opportunity to purchase a PDF to create this box at home with me, and then also some cards that go in it. So there's lots of options, lots of bundles, and as I've said, I'm going to put them all together so that you can save money when you purchase them, if you purchase them all together. Right, let's stop waffling, think about what we need to be doing. Where are my measurements? So all I'll tell you is that I'm starting off with a sheet of cardstock in basic white. Jill used a lovely, the petal pink, and then she stamped on it, which is a fab idea. She stamped on it and then she embossed with gold. Isn't it just the cutest thing? I have got another box on here that a team member made for me as well, the lovely Helen. And I might have to decipher what I can do with that to tweak it, but that's beautiful as well. And I'm not going to show you it because I've stolen all of the chocolate out of it, and the bow isn't tied neatly on it. So, right, so I'm going to do some like silent scoring, and you're just going to see how this comes together. And then I will be filming this with all the measurements and everything. So, hi Kim, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay, my lovely. Long time no speak. Long time no see. Didn't see you out on stage. So I'm going to pop it in first at landscape, and if you're savvy enough, if you want to, you can just steal my measurements. I'm sure some of you will. But it's just really simple scoring. Really, really simple. And then I'm going to turn it portrait. And then I'm done. And that is it. So lots of score lines going on. And then we're going to take our scissors. Now, when I'm cutting, good evening, Julie. How are you doing? All the way from New Zealand. I hope you've had a good day. You must be getting nearly ready to go to bed, I'm sure. So what we need to do is chop out. We've got lots, don't know if you can see that, lots of boxes on here, and I have to make sure that I don't get confused with what I'm doing, so I have to try and concentrate. But when I'm cutting templates like this, I like to use my large scissors. Now these were a pair that Stampin' Up brought out many moons ago, and sadly we don't sell them anymore, but a long pair of scissors are really handy because it means you can get a really good straight cut. Yeah, all good here, thank you, Kim. Just like pedaling. I feel like I'm pedaling and getting nowhere at the minute. But yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it, when there's just lots going on. There's lots to do here in the garden. Right, let me think. Right, I'm going to cut out, if I can see my score lines, this bottom corners. I'm going to cut them right out, so that whole section. So yeah, it's just busy. It's just busy and trying to kind of enjoy life a bit as well. You know what it's like at that age where, I'm just going to trim that one a little bit more. At that point in life where you feel like life is whizzing by you, in that you need to make time to do things and take time out. So I've just taken off that section, and I'm going to do exactly the same at the opposite end. So what have we been up to? So we've had a bank holiday weekend. So it was a bank holiday yesterday. So we had like an extra day off, which was lovely. I'd like to say like we had a lie-in, but we don't. We don't lie in this house. We just automatically wake up, usually by 6 a.m, quite often before. You know, it's just your body clock, isn't it? It's not a lot you can do about it. Right, next I'm going to hold it landscape like this. And cut along a score line. When I do the proper video for this, I'll try not to talk as much so that I can concentrate on what I'm doing. So yeah, so on Saturday, we'd made a decision that we were going to, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, that we'd hop in the motorhome and take ourselves off somewhere for the afternoon and the evening, just to get away. And to be quite honest, I would have been quite happy to stay here because I love being here and there's lots to do outside, but we were like, let's take Alfie, we'll hop in the motorhome and just go off. So we found a campsite. Our son Jack told us about a great, I don't know if it's an app or website, and I can't think what it's called. Oh, I think it's called Pitch Up. I don't know if it's an app or a website. Oh, Kim, yeah, I know. And as you can tell, I get distracted and then I start digressing and then I have no idea what I was just talking about. That happens to me all the time. That's just like, it's just age, isn't it? And too much going on in the head. So anyway, we went onto this website, whatever it was, called Pitch Up. And it's amazing. If you're the person who, if you have a tent, obviously you need to live in the UK, I guess, to use this. If you've got a tent or a caravan or a motorhome, you need to go on there because you can put in all your specifics. So you can say, okay, we want to go in this certain area. We need electric hookup. We need to be able to take our dog. We want to put an awning up. We need on-site facilities. You know, if you're in a tent, then you're going to hope that they've got a shower and toilets, blah, de blah. And you can put all that in and then it narrows it down to your area and tells you what places there are. And then you can just book. It's absolutely amazing. They charge like a couple of £2 booking fee. But it was really good. So we found a place and it was a working farm, not too far from here, less than an hour. It's about 50 minutes in Herefordshire. And so we just rocked up there for the afternoon and it was really nice. We just parked in a paddock. They had, all the trees had cherry blossom on. You know, it was no frills. There was a restaurant there and a cafe. We might have had shared a lovely chocolate brownie over a coffee. And we just sat outside. It was a little bit chilly. The air, even though we've now hit May, the air is still cold. So when the sun goes in, yeah, it can get a bit chilly. Let's do a bit of cutting, a bit of hacking while we talk, if we can. And I'm going to chop off. There's no measurement on this. I'm just roughly guesstimating. I just need a tab. Don't need a measurement. So we went there and then we had a barbecue and, you know, we just sat outside, had a drink. We walked Alfie around the fields because it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. And we just had a really relaxing night. And then we woke up early the next morning and then just kind of like didn't rush, got up and then came home. So we were home by lunchtime. So we were gone for less than 24 hours. But I'll tell you what, it really made the whole weekend feel long. I know we had the extra day on Monday, but it really did kind of stretch out the weekend. Right, this is what I've ended up with. Okay, so it's from a sheet of A4, and I was trying to think of how I could utilise our cardstock better, because look, we've got all these leftover bits with score lines on that kind of bothers me, but I know I'm not going to throw these away. I can use these for stamping flowers on. So that was what we did on Saturday, Sunday. And then we came back and we did we do some gardening on Saturday? Excuse me. I can't even remember now. Gonna have a little drink actually. I've got a very dry throat at the moment and I'm very sniffy and I'm very heady. I keep getting like headaches. I'm not normally one, I don't get headaches, but I keep getting like little mini headaches and then they disappear. And I don't know if it's hay fever, could well be, I guess. There's a lot of crop kind of growing at the minute. Or whether it's just like a bit of a spring cold that's kind of hanging in. I don't know. But yeah, so I keep having a frog in my throat. Right, so I'm just going to fold those two outer pieces and then burnish them from behind like that. And I think I am going to work on this box and try and make some different kind of shapes. So Jill, yeah, sounds lovely. Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky we've got the motorhome and we were surrounded by people in tents. And I am not a snob. I don't like to call myself a snob. I have standards, but I wouldn't say I'm a snob. But camping is not for me. It's just not for me. I don't like being cold. I don't mind sitting around a campfire, knowing that I can then get back into my cozy warm bed. But no, that whole thing of like, no, it just doesn't do it for me. Cooking on a campfire, no. Maybe I am a snob, but I think I like the comforts of our motorhome. It's like we have a sky dish as well, and that's really handy when you're sort of out and about. We don't watch a lot of TV here, but when we're in the motorhome, we quite often will just put the TV on and, you know, it's just on in the background. So yeah, camping is for some people, and watching people taking their tents down at the end of it, that might bring them joy. It may well, but the amount of stuff that you have to take when you're camping, it's incredible. So I really just like that I have that. I'm thankful and grateful that we have the motorhome, that we can just like hop in and get away. But it is just so nice, and it doesn't matter. There's a campsite less than 10 minutes down the road that we have stayed at before now. And it's just that feeling of like being away from home, just a change of scenery. It's just lovely. Right, before we put this box together, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see how it's evolving. So it literally, we've got these little tabs here that we will add glue. We've got a reinforcing edge over the top like this, and then it sits like this, and it's a really sturdy little box. But what we want to do first, before we stick it together, is pop on our layers. So, little bag with some bits and pieces, and we'll do a bit of stamping, maybe have a bit of less waffle. So, I've got some layers here that are going to go on our box, and we might have to trim these a bit because of scoring. Don't want them to be too tight. So we've got some panels that are going on here. These I'm going to emboss, and then I also need to do a bit of die cutting. So I've pulled in, these are like a really good staple set of dies, and I'm just going to use one of these sort of stitchy rectangles. We're going to cut one of those. Let's trim that off. We need to cut one of those. This is the only bit of die cutting we're doing, and then we'll do that embossing. Tempted to take that down a minute because it's sure to move. Yeah, so Saturday then, I can't even remember what we did. Did we go food shopping? No, we didn't food shop. What did we do on Saturday night? I don't even remember. Oh, Saturday night we were in the camper, weren't we? Sunday night. Can't remember. Oh dear, my poor aging brain. Anyway, we've spent some time out in the garden. We've put some panels on top of our fences. We had a bit of a gap where we've had some trees down. We've just sort of bridged a gap. Julie used to camp when the children were little, but now you like your comforts too much. I know, I think you get to that certain point in life where you're like, oh no, don't want to do that. And to be fair, there were a lot of young people just camping and just having a real fun time, you know, enjoying the natural surroundings. Right, let's do a bit of stamping. So yesterday, what did we do yesterday? Yesterday was bank holiday. We took some lunch over to Jason's mum. We did a bit of gardening in the morning. I've been doing a lot of digging in my borders, but they're so hard at the minute. Where we've had hardly any rain, the ground is so hard, so it's a bit tricky. I kind of want rain at night just to soften up the ground so that I can get the fork in. And I really had good intentions of doing a lot of digging in my vegetable garden, but that didn't happen either. It's just too hard at the minute. I need to get the rotavator out. Well, I say the royal I need to get Jason to get on the rotavator and just like dig it up a little. So yeah, hopefully one night this week. But we did go out and we found a lovely garden centre. We took lunch to Jason's mum because I normally do that on a Monday anyway. And then Sunday night was Grand Prix night. It surely was, Belle. It's been like Grand Prix all weekend with goodness knows what. When there are sprints and things like that, it starts on a Friday, doesn't it? So it just gets a little bit overwhelming in this house. Yeah, how are you doing anyway, my lovely? Hope you're okay. So yeah, yesterday we ended up going, did a little bit of research, and we found a new local garden centre, which was absolutely lovely. It was like a family run. It's not a massive garden centre, just a family run. And we had a nice coffee. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen on my stories, the treats there were just bang on, and we couldn't decide what to have. Normally we share like a treat, a slice of cake or something, we share it. But because they had coffee and walnut cake and almond, what's it called? Oh gosh, my brain. Bakewell slice, that's the one. We had one of each, and we did feel slightly sickly afterwards. But like Jay said, most people have a treat each, don't they? But we're just used to sharing. So yeah, huge Formula One fans in this house. Jason spent a lot of time downstairs working on his racing car the weekend. Not to his pleasure. He found out, because we raced last weekend, and he's realised that he's got a leak, an oil leak, and also a leak in his fuel tank. So he spent a bit of time down there repairing, which isn't good. Well, he's not even repairing, he's taken things off to be repaired. So it's a bit of a nightmare. There's always something going wrong with his cars. Right, so I've pulled out 2 flowers from the Blooming Phrases, and there is another flower in here, but I don't love it as much. This one is my favourite. I don't know if I think I've stamped with that one, but I like these 2 together. So what I'm going to do is start off with the strawberry slush. But we bought some more plants as well at the garden centre. Where we had a big tree pollarded, some big old logs, chunks of wood came down, and they have damaged an area of my border. Right, I'm going to pop, I've done that in the wrong colour. let's not waste it. Let's stamp it off. It's pretty. Do you like this one? Let me just clean that stamp. It's not concentrating, and that's having two inks open in front of you at the same time. Let's close you up because we don't need you now. So yeah, so we have like a bit of a gap in one of our borders. Just want to make sure that's clean. So I've been looking for the right plants to put in there, and it's kind of a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? Because some plants like shade and some like, you know, a bit of sun or a bit of both, or they like a lot of moisture. So it's been, you know, I'm not really amazing with plants, so I've had to do like a little bit of research. And the ground, like I said, the ground is so dry. I am a little bit nervous, and what I really want is like a whole border of hydrangea, just white hydrangea. I absolutely love them. But I'm not sure whether the ground is right for them. So we've bought a couple of like evergreens, like perennial things. I can't remember what their posh names are. So hopefully we'll be able to get those in at some point. What else did we get? A couple of like bedding plants to go in some containers. What am I looking for? So I've now pulled out my old olive. Actually, while I've got this one, I'm going to stamp a couple of extra because I will need another. So this is where those little scraps of the leftovers will come in. Let's put that to one side. And then in the stamp set, let's get back to what we're doing. I'm good at waffling, aren't I? We've got all these fab greetings that are just everyday usable greetings, birthdays, celebrations, just saying hello, anniversaries, and thinking of you, which is like a really powerful one because that can sort of mean anything, can't it? It can be used for anything. And then we've got these little tails on them, and these little trailing tails are designed for these stamps here. So they're really, really handy. Excuse me one second. Runny nose. But what we're going to do, I've mounted up the hello there, but I'm going to just ink up the tail. So I've just partially inked up the end. Oh, before we do that, I'm going to grab a post-it note and I'm going to pop it over the stitchy bit on the bottom. She says, and it all moves. Right, I need you to be straight. So I'm just covering over the bottom. I'm inking up that end stem. I'm calling it a stem because that's what I'm using it for. And then I'm just going to stamp that down as the stem for my flower. And do the same again. And do the other side. My fingers are in the way. Slightly missed the little gap there. Can you see there's a little gap? But that's okay. My OCD will allow that to happen. And then in the set, there's this cutest little leaf. It's one of those, not the fluff, that is guaranteed to get lost at some point along with that one. So make sure you keep track of your stamps, okay? Because you don't want to lose the precious little ones like these. And then we're just going to ink up some little leaves and add them to our stems. This is so cute. Sorry, my hand is in the way. How sweet is that? And then by using that post-it note, we haven't gone over the edge and onto the stitchy part. While that's mounted up, got a scrap here of basic white. Just going to clean off the end of that stamp. I can hear Alfie having a big drink down there. He's been moseying around the garden. He hasn't come up, has he, since I've been on my live, I don't think. I'm going to take that away because it will just help me see where I'm going. And I'm just going to stamp down. And then I've just, by partially inking up that end, I didn't want the there. We've just got our little hello. In that lovely script. I wish I could write like that. I did once do a little bit of calligraphy. Has anybody tried it? I bought all the gear, as usual. All the gear and no idea. I practiced for a bit and then got out of the habit of practicing. And stopped doing it, but I've got lots of fountain pens. I haven't bought any new ones to add to my collection, but it's something that I will always love to go back to. Let's just get rid of some of this adhesive, otherwise everything's going to be sticking. So yeah, it's just, look, I just love that font. American people kind of write like that, don't they? They seem to. Right, I think we can start building. We need to just cut out, though, one of these. So let's snip that one. So what have you guys all been up to? What have you been doing? Our weather did kind of turn a little bit for a few days. We had a cracking week of weather. And it is sort of set to come back. Today it's warming up a little bit. I've been cold. Like last night it was 3 degrees and the night before it went down to 3 degrees. So I just wish our weather would be a little bit more stable. I've got a long sleeve shirt on today just because I didn't want to be cold. And it's always warm over here, to be honest. Get a lot of light coming in. Oops. And I've got heating on, but it's not switched on high, it's just on very low, ticking over. So, but it does get warm over here, especially in the afternoons as the sun comes round. Right, covering over my bin and it's bothering me, so I've just trimmed around. That was quite a good trim actually for a Tuesday morning. I think it helps now I've had my glasses sorted, got my eyesight sorted, and I can see what I'm doing. I just love these colours together. And you know, I was kind of saying that I may not love all of these in colours, but I need to just play a little bit and team like individual ones. Right, I'm not going to use them all together. I don't think that's going to happen for me, but like the strawberry slush, I can see me using that one the most. And if we had cloud cover in a large ink pad, I would be using that a lot as well because it is just such a lovely colour. Right, before we go any further, let us do some embossing. Let's move those out of the way. And how are we doing on time? Because my clock has given up on me yet again. I don't know how many batteries we've put in that clock over here. I kind of feel like giving up with it a little bit. So, where did I put this folder? I'm going to use this one here. And to me, this pattern should run that way, but it's placed that way on the folder. So, I've got our bottom plate. I'm going to put these in. There are some little, I don't know if you can see, there are some dots here, and I quite like to use that for lining up and getting things kind of square. So I'm going to close that up, and then we're going to make sure, that was a bit crooked, but it'll be all right. Make sure that the fold of our folder, the crease, goes into our machine first, and that will just help with longevity and protect it from kind of getting damaged. Just run that one through. If you run it through this way with the open edges first, the pressure of the plates could cause these two to move and become out of alignment, and then you're at risk of splitting this. That's happened to me in the past, and that's how I know. So it's really important to make sure that you use your equipment properly and the way that it's designed to be used, and then it will last longer. So this isn't the best example of this folder. Let's show you one on the front and one on the back. But it is lovely. I love it. I love everything. Julie, you lost your craft mojo over summer, but now that it's autumn, you're trying to get back into your craft room. You cased one of Kim's cards at the weekend, and you're also using the Cheers and Sip set. So much fun to make. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's just got lots going on and lots of opportunities. You've got an order arriving tomorrow with lots of new products, and excited to get crafting. Yeah, I'm always excited to come in here, and I love creating. But I think, you know, we all have those moments of just like, oh, nobody really wants to know what I'm doing. Am I talking to myself? I think it's just life. And our economic climate doesn't really help, does it? It's such a luxury to be able to fund ourselves with products for a hobby. So it is a tricky one. Right. Let us glue these two together. Oh, I've got a new Tombow that's rather keen to make itself apparent. Right. The other thing, going back to like gardening and stuff like that, like I've been doing quite a bit of digging at the weekend, digging borders and like tidying up another border where these new plants are going to go. And while I'm doing that, Jason sat on the sit-on mower just like breezing around the garden, watching me. And I said to him now, I think maybe I need to learn how to drive the sit-on mower so that I can just sit and watch you dig. But me being me, I'd probably like run something over that I shouldn't be, or yeah. I think I'll stick to my weeding and stuff like that. I love weeding. Love doing the weeds. So we've got these two side panels. And then on these two panels here, we're going to pop these. I think they'll just about work. I could take a slither off. No, I'm just going to put them on. I'll be done with it. You made my latest card too. Which one was that, Julie? One I shared on my community group, was that? The thing is with me as well, like, I've got a lot of new products to play with. I will be ordering some new stuff from the catalogue now it's gone live, but I kind of get in a zone, and at the minute, this is my zone, and I just sit down and I see so many possibilities with it. Like when I designed this, so I absolutely love this box and this ribbon and these colours. And then I want to make more with it, and I don't want to put it down, and I don't want to switch out my colours. And then it's just like, it becomes like an obsession. Right, so we've got these panels on now. What we need to do now is put the side panels on, and we have to remember that we want our pattern to be facing the way that our box will be facing. Okay, so we don't want to stick it that way, which you could, it wouldn't hurt, but I kind of want these to be facing upwards. So, oops, I was going to pop these on. I can drive the motorhome, no sweat. I'm not bothered with that. Gosh, years gone by, I mean, the motorhome we've got now is small, really, in comparison to what we used to have. So for those of you that don't know, our son, Jack, he still does motocross, but he started at the age of 6, and we started out with a very tiny little converted van, with beds in and like a kitchen area and a toilet. And then we progressed over the years, and then we discovered RS motorhomes, and we bought a couple of those. Oh, we had an amazing one. It had like a slide out, so, and then in the slide out it revealed, so basically the side of the motorhome kind of slides out, and it had this like massive kitchen area with this huge big mirror and seating area. It was absolutely awesome. And it was, I can't remember what the tonnage of it was, but the front of the vehicle was like an Arctic lorry, and I used to drive that. So yeah, down little lanes. I mean, I only drove it if I had to, if Jason wasn't able to come racing because he was racing himself, then I would drive it. But yeah, I used to drive, I could drive an Arctic. I think it's all about just knowing that you have to allow time to slow down because you've got a lot of weight behind you, and you've got to allow for like roundabouts and cyclists and things like that. But yeah, I think I probably could navigate the sit-on mower. I think I could, but I feel like he's got the knack of the route that he takes around the garden. I think it's more that, it's more the navigating of like I'd just be like driving it everywhere and missing bits, and he sort of has his route mapped out. He knows what he's doing and where he's going next. So yeah, interesting, which is why I think I'll just let him carry on with that. And then he can help me with the digging when he's finished, can't he? So we are almost done with this. What I'm going to do is pop on our front panel, and I'm going to pop this. Oh, now I can remember what I did with this one. Can you see? Look, it's just a little bit too big. Let's chop a bit off. It's a little bit too big for my liking. So I'm going to put that in, bring the die back in. It's all coming back to me now. Let's get a bit of washi tape. Have a fresh bit so that we make sure it sticks. Still on the Christmas washi tape. And what we're going to do is line this back in, and we're going to just take off the end. And oh, my fringe is tickling my nose. I can see that that's sort of lined back in, and I'm just going to tape that on. Run that through my machine. I'm not going to run it all the way through. I'm just going to stop it when it goes over that edge. And then roll it back. Yeah, I can't believe I used to drive that. And do you know what the stupid thing is as well? I didn't have a HGV licence. Hi, Vicky. How are you doing? Lovely to have you live. Not spoken to you in a little bit. Yeah, I didn't have a HGV licence, but because it's like a bit of a grey area, because the motorhome was insured as a motorhome, you didn't need to have a HGV licence, which is totally crazy. I mean, I wouldn't have driven it if I wasn't confident to drive it, but right, we've just made that little label a little bit shorter, and look at that, now it sits on there lovely. Clever, hey? It's all about the little tips, the tips and tricks. Right, let's add some dimension to this because it's a box and we can. And we're more than likely going to either gift it by hand, or it's going to be packaged into a bigger box to post. That's going to cost more money anyway. So let's just add on all the layers we want. So yeah, I do. Does anybody else here love gardening? The only thing I don't love is that the soil really stains my hands and my nails, and it's always a challenge. I always wear gloves, but I seem to just, it ingrains in my skin. I mean, look at that there, it's a cut, and I just feel like as much hand cream as I'm putting on, it's still dry and splitty. I think that's a hormone depletion thing as well. Another hormone depletion thing, isn't it? But you know what? I'm thankful to be alive. So, as they say, getting old is a privilege, isn't it? Wrinkles and all. Right, let's pop some dimensionals on here. And pop on our little hello that down at the bottom here. Oop, wants to move. Like that. And then we're going to stick it together and then we'll do our lid. You've been away, Vicky. Oh, it's just nice to get away. We were talking about that earlier, just to have a change of scenery, isn't it? And do you know what? Sometimes you don't have to go far. What's the saying? A change is as good as a holiday. Yeah, doing something a little bit different is as good as like being away. Right, what we're going to do now is add adhesive to these panels here. And then we're going to glue it over. You could snip out. In fact, let's do that if we can. It's going to be tricky now. A little wedge in the bottoms, because when we do that, it means when we hold this like this and glue it, sometimes this bit becomes a little bit higher and it gets in the way. So by just snipping out a little wedge, one could see what one was doing, like that. Can you see how we've taken out a little wedge? Where I folded it, it wants to keep moving. And I don't want to cut the wrong bit. So I've just taken out some little wedges. Can you see that? And then it will just help it come together better. So you could use Tombow or tear and tape. And you just need to line in that edge nicely. Do the other side. So the daffodils have all gone over now. I've allowed Jason to run them all over with the garden mower because he has to, that's something else that you have to navigate as well when they come out. So I think what my plan is, our plan, is going to do the same to the other side. Just going to glue those tabs and pop them in. Do them both together. Is in the one border I've got down by my greenhouse. My greenhouse is all clean and tidy now where we washed it off. And then we've got this border that had lots of fruit bushes in there from when we moved in. There were like green gooseberries and like, what else was in there? Loganberries. But it had just got out of hand. And I found that I wasn't really utilising the fruit that much. I think there's a blackberry bush there as well. So I've kind of like got rid of it all. And I think I want to make that into a nice like hydrangea border, if it'll work, if they'll grow. So now we've got these lovely little tabs that go over the top just to reinforce. So I'm just going to lay that down and get my bone folder on them, because that will just help them when I put glue on. It'll just be easier for them to sit down a bit. So I don't know if you can see. So I'm just going to pop Tombow on there. We'll hold it down for a second. And then get our bone folder in there just to make sure it sticks. Okay, so we just got that one down in there. Do the same on the other side. And I really did have good intentions of growing a lot of stuff in my vegetable garden this year, but I'm not sure. I've got a few things going on in the greenhouse, and I've got more things that I want to go on in the greenhouse, but it may just be like runner beans and maybe some squash or something like that. We'll see. I'm not going to go too mad. And we're virtually done. Such a sweet box. So the closure, you could just pop a little peg or a clip or something on the top. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity to use my new punches. These are the hole punch assortment. They come as a set of 3. They're really great for like little tags, and obviously for ribbon holders and ribbon slides, so they're really lovely. And then what I've done, I'm only going to punch one at a time. How did I actually do this? Let's just have a look. So I'm going to hold, I'm only doing one at a time, and then we're going to make holes. So I'm going to push it right in. So it's that top tab. I'm going to push the punch right in, and I'm looking left to right only on this panel here. So I'm looking for an even overhang either side, but I'm pushing it right in as well. And then I'm going to punch my hole. I'm going to turn it around and do the same. So I'm going to push it right in and punch a hole. And then that way we know we're even, because we're pushing it right in as far as it'll go. We know that we're going to be the same measurement from each side. And then what I'm going to do is grab a pencil. I'm going to make sure these two layers are together. And I'm just going to pop a little pencil mark in there like that. And then that will just make sure that we are spot on. Can you see my little pencil dot? You could punch both together, but I don't recommend using more than one sheet to punch through. And we would not want to make this lovely little circle blunt, because then we're not going to get nice little circles from it. We're going to get little rough ones. So you can see now that we've got holes that are the same distance that go right the way through. And then all we need to do is add some delicious ribbon. Let's bring these out. Already got a little point on there, so we'll thread that through. I'm not sure how much we'll need, but we don't like to waste our ribbon, do we? We don't like to waste anything. So we're not going to cut it until we know we've got enough and not too much. So let's just have a little guide and roughly see how much we need. This is how I normally do it. I think that's probably about right. So let's snip those tails off. Roughly evenly. I need to order more of this. I've only just started using it, and look, I've got loads on there, but I already need to order more because I'm anxious about running out. Terrible, isn't it? Right, let's grab the ends. It's a little bit tricky. You almost need to be on the edge of the table, which you probably can't see because this bit of the box gets in the way, and you need to kind of hold it down. Or you need to have it against your tummy. Do you know what I mean? So that you've got something to push against, because it's quite tricky otherwise. Let's see if I can do it. It really needs to be on the edge of the table. So it's not going to be the best bow ever, but get down there. Can we have hands up for bow faffers, please? Just to make me feel a little bit better. I could faff with a bow forever. Right, I'm going to put my thumb in there and pull the opposite tail. Put my finger in that one and pull the opposite tail. And then I'm going to grab them both and pinch and then just pull tight like that. And then we should be somewhere near. That right one's a little bit big. There, we're somewhat there. Still doesn't look quite right there, but let's get it centrally in the middle. And there we go. Morning, Lucianne. How are you doing? I was thinking about you yesterday and that new puppy. Hope you're doing okay. Having a puppy is quite challenging. That was why when I messaged you, I was like, how are you getting on? Because I remember the days, both of my children have had new puppies in the last 2 to 3 years, and it's hard work, especially Cocker Spaniels. They are definitely hard work, but this is our little box we've just created. So, oh, thanks, Jill. I needed to know that. I am not the only bowfather on the planet. So this is our little box. And as I've said, if you want the measurements for this one, you can purchase the PDF. The PDF isn't up yet. I've filmed this one ready, but they will be as a duo. And you can get to learn how to create this one, and they'll both be on the same one. And then those will be on, they'll be on a PDF together. And then there is a PDF to create this box. And then there is a PDF to create the cards. There is also a PDF for the cards and the box as a bundle to save you a bit of money. And then I'm going to bundle all of them together on all 3 projects, 3 PDFs onto one bundle so that you'll save even more. So you're doing okay, Lucianne. That is good. I hope you had a nice bank holiday weekend. I'm sure you were out and about in the fresh air with the children. So that is it for today. Don't forget, where have I put it even? Put it back in its place. Oops, that was my iPad sliding off. We've got our new catalogue. We have got new kits coming our way. Thank you for your kind wishes. Thank you, Renee. We've got new kits. We've got a new starter kit offering, and we've got new online exclusives. So lots and lots going on. So super exciting times. If you've got any questions about anything, please do get in touch. The sun is trying to come out now. I can see a few clouds dotting around out there. And I think next on my agenda is to get this one filmed and get the PDF up so that it's available for you all. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in person in the next week and sharing new products with you. And I'm sure if you're a demonstrator, you're excited to get another order put in, to get some of the stuff that wasn't on pre-order, if you're like me. And let's have a quick look. What am I thinking that I need to get? Like on my little tabs. I need to get the album. I really like the kit, but I already have 2 kits sat here on my desk that I need to do. So can you feel my pain? I've got product. I don't really need any more product, but I really like this suite. I really like this. I love that flower in there. Love it. And I really like these as well. So I don't know what's going to be next on my list, quite honestly. But I do know that I'm going to be creating, I do really want to create a scrapbook page or a couple of scrapbook pages for a class. Oh, Lucianne, you've still got that DSP, haven't you? Bless your heart. I will get there at some point. I'm pretty sure I will get to you. We'll see. Maybe I need to get it into my diary so that I make the effort to actually come as far as your way. I'm come to Whitminster, and then I'm always like on a mission of like, oh, I need to get home, or I've got to be somewhere, and I don't actually have time to just venture out a little bit further to get to you. And then I always don't want to message you at last minute as well and be like, are you there? Because I'm here. So Lisa, the card and the little box, if that's what you're talking about, my PDF will be £8 for that one, and there'll be 2 videos. I mean, I've just videoed this one, and I think it's an hour long that I took filming that one. But this one is a team project as well. So I'm doing this one with the team. So I'm not sure if you're interested in that, but I will pop all that information up for that anyway when it's ready, hopefully later, if I can get things into gear. Oh, Alfie's come up to say hello now. He's puffing and panting. I think he's been doing the rounds of the garden and chasing birds most likely. So anyway, I will bid you all a farewell for now. I need to get preparing and get another video done for this one, so that I can get it out there. So if you've got any questions about anything, please do get in touch and I will get back to you. But just how delightful is this? And just a little reminder, this is the one that Jill made. So I've just sized it up. I want to make it bigger as well. I really want to, like, I'll probably have to use 2 sheets of cardstock, but I want to make it bigger. And it's very white, isn't it? It's very me. Lots of white space. So anyway, waffle. Thank you all so much for coming on. It really does mean a lot to me. I love doing this. But it's always good to have the company. It really does mean a lot. So please take care wherever you are in the world. And if you're on my community group, I chat with you all more often on there. So I'll speak with you there. If not, I'll be back with you very soon for some more shares. So take care and bye for now.